Hello everyone, welcome back to our math class. Today we are going to continue our conversation about linear function. Today we are going to use linear function to model real-life situations. To start our conversation, let's read the scenario for this topic. So your neighbor Tammy is thinking about changing to a new data plan for her new phone. She has two options from T-Mobile and Verizon. So T-Mobile plan is going like this. She has to pay $15 monthly service fee and $4 per gigabyte data usage. She can also, for another plan, Verizon plan is Hello everyone, welcome back to our math class. Today we are going to use linear function to model real-life situations. We are going to see how do we use linear function to solve real-life problems. Let's check the scenario for today's topic. Your neighbor, Tammy, is thinking about changing to a new data plan for her new phone. She has two options. One is from T-Mobile. The service, the fee is combined with $15 as monthly service fee, and also for the $4 per gigabyte data usage. Another plan from Verizon is $25 monthly service fee, but this time the $2 for each gigabyte of data. So in order to answer this question, or we are going to use linear function model it, I think it's better to start the conversation with setting out the table. So it's easier for us to visualize the process of these situations, okay? So we use n to represent the number of gigabyte Tammy is using, and we are going to set up the table to figure out what is the price for us to pay each month regarding for the number of data she's using. So the first one is already completed here as an example. We know monthly service fee is $15. We need to number of gigabyte she's using. If this is 1 gigabyte, then it's going to be $4 times 1, then total is $19. If this is 2 gigabyte, I just write down here. So it's going to be 15 plus, since it's still $4 for each one, we just multiply 2, which is going to be 23. 4 times 2 is 8. Then let's just continue finish that. For each one, we just need to continue that. So it's going to be 27, and this one will be 31, and this one will be 35. And some students already know this pattern. It just increased by 4, right? Increased by 4 for that. And for the Verizon plan, a similar way we do the calculation, but this time since monthly service fee is $25, but per gigabyte is a little bit cheaper, it's only $2, so we just use this way to figure out. And let's just continue. If this 2 is going to be 29, 3 is going to be 31, then we just continue doing that. 33, and we can just continue, but I think this idea is already is already give us pretty good clear idea what's going on. So with this two function table here, we can easily to set up the equation. Let's write down the equation as mx plus b format. Okay, is a slope-intercept form. So the y represent the final price we need to pay, and as you can see, the number is actually increased. The price is increased by 4 because actually it's $4 per gigabyte. So increase 1 gigabyte. Each time you increase 1 gigabyte, the price is going to be increased by 4. In other words, it is a slope in our situation. So we can just write down 4x. X represent the number of gigabyte we use, and as one times like monthly service fee is a starting point for $15. Then it's considered as our y-intercept for this. And same thing in here, let's use a different color. And this one will be 2x because each gigabyte is going to be $2. So consider this is our slope. And then is 525. So as you can see, this equation, since we're talking about the real life situations, So that's why it's better we use a real life example or we use different way to represent it. So the first one, I'm going to write this equation as P of n is price we need to pay, and n stands for the number of gigabyte we use. So in this case, I can rewrite the equation into 4n plus 15. Then the next situation, same thing. Since we're talking about the real life situation, so it's easier we use function notation to rewrite this equation. So it's, oh, sorry for that. Let me rewrite this whole thing again. So it's going to be 2n plus 25. So it's nothing new. It's just we rewrite the equation into by using the function notation. So it's actually easier for you to see this function is about what input, and it's easier to link to the the actual meaning for each variable. But the situation is, now we have functions. As you can see, we have two plans, and since your neighbor Tammy is actually coming to you to ask for your help. So which plan do you think is better one? Which option is better? So that's a question we actually going to use this idea to think about it. That's exactly we actually using, we learn linear function because this kind of option we probably going to see every single day is is happening in our daily life. Then how do we use this these tools we learned to help us to figure out to make the better decision? So as you can see, some students might say T-Mobile is cheaper because it's only $19, $23 for that. But some students will say, I feel like Verizon is has a better plan because each gigabyte is cheaper. So certain for each reason it sounds like a very valid reason. But really think about this. Actually, no matter which option, the very first thing we need to think is how much data, how many gigabyte Tammy is actually using each month. Let's see. If Tammy only use like around 4 or even 3 gigabyte, like she's not a heavy user for that, she just checks some website and just chatty a little bit, like uses to chat, then she only used like 3 or 4, then which option is better? Definitely is going to be T-Mobile, right? So T-Mobile is going to be better one if there's only use like a 3 or 4 gigabyte because it's cheaper compared to Verizon. However, if Tammy is a heavy user, she always uses to watching shows, videos, play video games, or watching movies, then she's gonna use way more than 5. Let's say she used like 8 gigabyte, okay? And then if we really compare these two, we know for T-Mobile option, and we plug into this equation, then we know she needs to pay $47 each month if she's using 8 gigabyte about this. But if she's using second option, which is from Verizon, then we notice that it's only $41. You see that? So it's actually cheaper for Verizon, even though it's, at the beginning part it's kind of, expensive. So it really depends on how much data she's using. If she uses a lot of data, Verizon is better, but she's like a very light user, then probably T-Mobile is a better option. So we just want to use the example to tell you when we make decision, how do we use given information, how do we analyze information, and how do we use math tools we learn to help us to make a better decision. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video is helpful, and thank you for studying this topic with me. See you soon, everyone.